Yeah, constantly.
So without knowing any of that story prior to right now, great story. In 1983, the sensory deprivation tank had become a little bit of a thing in Hollywood, and you could go and rent a little time.
We have one here.
You have one here. But this is early days.
Yeah.
This is John Lilly days.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere, I decided to give my best friend at the time, Tree, some LSD. I said, let's take this LSD, go up to the apartment complex, and we're going to rent an hour in the tank, side by side. And he was like, okay, let's do it. So we took the LSD. We drove his car. We got in the tanks. I thought it was just going to be, ooh, trippy dippy. Forget it. I was 10 billion miles away in outer space. An astral plane experience.
Yeah.
Completely conscious, but no body. Just flying through the quiet vastness of space. It was almost more than we could handle. But those things are real. The elements combined. I don't do LSD anymore, but as a young man, it made sense to me.
The combination of the two things is what's really phenomenal, because what Lilly, he invented the sensory deprivation tank because he was trying to figure out a way to separate the mind from any of the physical input of the body.
It works.
It does work.
Probably
yeah.
without LSD.
Oh, it definitely does without LSD.
Yeah.
It's one of the best ways to achieve a psychedelic state without any drugs. And also you can end it at any time. Just open the door. And it's over. It's not like you have to come down from it. It just goes away.
I had to come down on that day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I had to get home.
I bet you did. How'd you get home?
It was tough. It was tough. The roads were disappearing under the car. You have a tank here in the office, or?
It's in the gym.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right next door. I'll show it to you.
Okay.
It's awesome. It's from Los Angeles. There's a place called the Float Lab.
Yeah.
It's in Venice. It's the premier
Okay.
float destination on Earth. My friend Crash runs it. It's incredible. And Crash is a mad scientist, and he's developed a sensory deprivation tank that's like super advanced with like ozone filtration, and the water filtration is like he gets these systems that are from like commercial water filtration for like people's drinking water and shit, and he has this whole process of, and then it's a giant tank too. It's like a meat freezer.
Size of this room?
No. It's like from this
Okay.
back to there. But it's like nice and wide, where you could reach out, you touch this side and touch that side, so you sort of center yourself
How
in the
about
water.
just floating on water?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
It's amazing. And there's 1,000 pounds of Epsom salts in there, so you're very buoyant. You just like
Body
relax.
temp?
Body temp.
You don't feel it.
94 degrees, you don't feel it. It's incredible.
Dark?
Yeah. Pitch black.
Yep.
Yeah. And you just blend it in nothingness. And when the mind is detached from the physical sensations of the body, your brain becomes supercharged. And the way I always describe it is like, if we were having this conversation, there was someone next to us with a jackhammer, it'd be super distracting. It'd be like, let's get over there so we can talk. We can't hear. But everything is input. The sensory input of your butt touching this chair, right? Your hands touching this desk, the earphones on, the microphone in front of your face, the physical space, the you and I exchanging social cues and communicating with sound, like all that stuff is input. Well, in the sensory deprivation tank, there's none, zero. And then with the water being the same temperature as your skin, it feels like you're flying.
That was my experience.
It's amazing. On acid, it must be insane. I've never done it on acid.
I think it just, exacerbated the whole aspect of what you're talking about, where there's no body.
Yeah.
Your brain is free to go wherever it likes. I loved it. To me, it was pretty monumental. I don't think I would repeat it under those circumstances, but I'm
well,
happy
if you did, you'd want more time. 1 hour is like, beep, time's up, Anthony.
Time
like,
was up. Time was up.
What do you mean time's up? I'm on Jupiter.